They had the perfect game plan the last time we saw them. What should be the game plan now be against this Bills team, RC?
Run it, and run it some more. When you look at what they're able to do, they're fascinating offensively. You mentioned having Jalen Waddle last week, and that would have given them an opportunity to add to what they could do on the outside. But it was really Raheem Mostert in his start to this game. And then you look at what Devon Achane was able to do as well. There's so much speed, and you're so locked into trying to stop the big play to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle that they'll get in 21 personnel. That's 2 backs and 1 tight end, and absolutely demolish you in the run. We saw it against the New England Patriots, and you saw it last week against the Denver Broncos. It turns out you can get 70 without throwing it a ton when you have this sort of speed in the backfield.
Absolutely right. I know that everyone loves the long passes, the huge accumulation of passing yards, but the running game is why the Dolphins racked up 70 points against the Denver Broncos. RC is 100% correct. Since I know that many of you hunger for stats, I'm going to drop some stats here that are going to blow your mind. You probably haven't heard this anywhere else. Tua Tagovailoa threw for 11.8 yards per attempt against the Broncos. Devon Achane averaged 11.2 yards per carry. And remember, 2 of Tua's passes were those shovel passes, which were basically extended handoffs. So basically what you're left with is that Achane's running production was quite similar to Tua's throwing production. That's simply amazing. If for no other reason but to confirm what we saw last week as being real, Mike McDaniel absolutely has to continue running the ball. So let's continue.
And then I just wanted to point out some of the things that the New England Patriots tried to do in order to negate some of these, get the ball in your playmakers' hands quickly and give those guys space to go while you're trying to defend everything else. But here's a great example of something that Bill Belichick did. He gave this guys looks. He has Bentley here who's going to add on as the 4th rusher and drop out Matthew Judon just to take away an early access throw. And I know what people are saying, well, they still completed this pass, but look at the coverage and the space that's not given up. You're there to make a tackle quickly on Tyreek Hill because you give a different look. And then here, they bring Kyle Duggar up. They almost give you almost a 0 look almost. And just trying to play with Tua eyes to make him make a quick decision and understanding that this ball is going to come out hot. So Duggar bluffs the blitz and then drops back out and gets a hand on the football. These are just some of the ways that you can try to get Tua's eyes going in a different direction or try to just hide a little bit and drop in some of those zone spots. It's a tough deal to defend these guys, but you got to play with them some kind of way to get your hands on footballs and also give Tua something else to look at.
The New England Patriots showed everyone the game plan for beating the Miami Dolphins. They just didn't have the offensive personnel to pull out the win. You can bet that the Buffalo Bills saw that film and are going to look to replicate everything they saw Bill Belichick do. The Patriots held the Dolphins' high-octane offense to just 7 points in the second half. And they held Tyreek Hill to just 40 yards in receiving. 40 yards, that's all Tyreek Hill had. So with that as a background, here are my 5 keys for the Miami Dolphins to emerge victorious and remain undefeated against the Buffalo Bills.
Number 5.
Forget last week. This is more for fans than it is for the team, but everybody has to forget last week even happened. What you saw last week will not happen this week. I don't usually make predictions. Everybody who watches my videos knows that, but I'm going to make a prediction this week, and I guarantee you it will be correct. The Miami Dolphins will not score 70 points against the Buffalo Bills. I repeat, the Miami Dolphins will not score 70 points against the Buffalo Bills. I guarantee you that. It's not going to happen. So forget about it. You had a week to bask in that glory, but now it's time to put away the press clippings. Buffalo, they don't care that you scored 70 points last week. Buffalo doesn't care that Tua Tagovailoa was the AFC Offensive Player of the Month. And from his recent statements, I'm pretty sure that Mike McDaniel has made that perfectly clear. And he's going to make sure that these guys don't come anywhere near a trap game against the Buffalo Bills.
You know, I think division opponents, you have what's been really, probably under talked about is be motivated for a game like this, check your pulse, or maybe consider a career adjustment.
Number 4.
Welcome to the Vic Fangio coming out party. Everyone knows that Vic Fangio has been running a bend but don't break type of defense, and everyone includes the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's going to force us to be methodical. The shots down the field aren't always there. So, again, taking what's given, and then a big emphasis is the red zone. He's always been very, very good in the league when he gets inside the 20 of making sure his defense is locked down, kind of a bend, don't break mentality. So, again, just making sure that the game plan stuff that we got going in, we're familiar with, we love, we know what we're doing out there, and at the end of the day, execute it.
This is game 4 in the NFL season. At this point in the season, a quarter of the way through the season, there are very few surprises that you're going to launch against an opponent. Everyone knows that the inside linebackers for the Miami Dolphins must step up. With Josh Allen at quarterback this week, inside linebacker play is critical. This week, Josh Allen comes into this game averaging more yards per carry than he ever has in his entire career. While he has indeed been turnover prone, a lot of turnovers, the Miami Dolphins linebackers are going to have to contain him if he takes off, rather when he takes off. This will be a huge challenge for a team that plays back so often and has had such weak linebacker play.
Number 3.
In what may be a close game, maybe even a shootout, special teams could make the difference. They're going to be really important, I think. Jason Sanders really excelled last week as he made all 10 extra points, but that Patriots blocked field goal has to be in his mind somewhere. Special teams needs to be on point this week and make sure that crazy formation that Bill Belichick ran doesn't happen this week.
Number 2.
Don't beat yourself. Absolutely do not beat yourself. No turnovers, keep the penalties to a minimum, and oh my God, Connor Williams, we got our eyes on you. You can't go crazy with these snaps this week. It's that simple. Don't put the Buffalo Bills in any kind of position where they can capitalize on a Miami Dolphins turnover or mistake.
Number 1.
Run the damn ball. Can I say it again? Run the damn ball. We all know last week that the Dolphins ran all over the Broncos, but that was last week. 350 yards rushing. Devon Achane with 203 yards in his debut, basically, and Raheem Mostert with another 82. But that's not the most important stat that I've been looking at. The more important stat is what the Dolphins have accomplished on the ground this year. Did you know that on the season thus far, the Miami Dolphins have been averaging 6.1 yards per carry? That's phenomenal. If you can run like that, you can get that kind of production out of your running game, you can basically beat anyone. It also means that the big guys up front are kicking some ass. That and the fact that they probably have made Tua Tagovailoa's uniform the cleanest uniform in the locker room. Put all that together, you're getting tons of yards on the ground, you're scoring on the ground, and you're keeping Tua Tagovailoa safe. And to me, that means that the recipe for victory is a big old heaping helping of running. So those are my 5 keys to the game. Let me know what you think in the comments, but don't forget this Sunday, 12:45, I go live. If you want to be notified, go ahead and click the link right here in the video. Join me in my watch party. We have a ton of fun, ton of engagement, ton of prizes we give out too. Talk to you soon. Let's go Dolphins. Let's take it to 4-0. Fins up.
Is anybody catching on to this Barry guy?